and you're running matinees all week, and now, you know, people have free time. There's movies that all of a sudden they get a real pop in the box office, and family movies are kind of like that, where they open at Thanksgiving and then they start to fade, and then all of a sudden you got to have room for them because bingo, it's December 21st and the family's coming out to the movies and they're looking again. You know, even though you think everybody's seen Wreck-It Ralph or everybody's seen Rise of the Guardians, you know, all of a sudden those get a jump, and that's one of the reasons Disney grabbed the date, which they normally don't do for a 3D a reissue Monsters Inc. in 3D. They saw an opening December 19th, where all of a sudden, hey, there's no new family films open, and they grabbed the date. You know, for the it's like the TV network. They're all jockeying for space and weeks and when to open. You know, you got two movies opening December 19th now that are trying to get a jump on the 1, 2, 3, 4 movies opening December 21st, and then you got 3 movies opening Christmas Day. You know, and they all jockey for those spots. And of course, when The Hobbit opens on December 14th, there's no other movie opening that date. And the reason why? Because everybody knows it's going to be huge. It's going to swallow up all the box office. Nobody wants to go up against it. Once in a while, you'll see a studio do like a counter programming, you know, like Lincoln did with Breaking Dawn, did around Breaking Dawn when they released it. You know, normally Breaking Dawn would be another one of the Twilight series. Everybody would stay away. And then Disney, who was releasing the film for Spielberg, said, you know what, let's do counter-programming. Lincoln's going to skew older. It isn't going to be the Twilight audience. And we'll platform the film. We're not going to go 3,000 prints. We're only going to go 900 prints. But there'll be an older audience that people want to see. And this is a movie we hope to build an audience. And the thinking was very right in what they did. So, and I'm just giving you kind of the plotting and how the studios think of things, but they also make big mistakes. They platformed Lincoln, and we had theaters that we didn't get Lincoln on the first break. We were begging for Lincoln. We said, we have one theater in Freeport, the Lindo, which was the site of the Lincoln-Douglas debate. We're not getting the movie. The second break on Lincoln, where they're going to go wider, is going to be December 14th. We're finally going to get it in Freeport, and the picture opened, a month ago, November 16th, when it opened, and they wouldn't go wide. They wouldn't give us the picture, and the manager we have there says, you know what? I get as many calls for Twilight, Breaking Dawn opening as I do for Lincoln. So she says, I'm getting the same call that people want to see Lincoln, and we're finally going to get it. And you know what? If they would have gave us the picture a month ago, we would have done really, really great with it. But sometimes in their tower from Hollywood, they don't see that as well as we do here in this market. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm answering all your questions.
Well, no, that actually is definitely answering it, because actually it went in a different direction than I thought. So no, that's actually perfect. Because I'm glad to know that that's interesting to know that the audiences tend to go for a mix, that it doesn't just focus on family film stuff. Because no, actually I was not aware of that. I thought around Christmas season you mostly had either people that weren't going to the movies because of shopping and stuff, and so it was mostly while the kids were on break, they were going to, if they were taking the kids to the movies and to get them out of the house for a little bit. I was very interested to hear that.
Well, to let you know, Black Friday, the biggest shopping day of the year that now is snuck into Thanksgiving, people are really surprised when I movie attendance day of the year. And people say to me, wow, that's the biggest shopping day. And I says, well, hey, it's the biggest movie day. You know what? There are people out there that may not want to go to the shopping, go to the movies, or there's people that go out and shop and then after they've done that, they go to the movies. Christmas Day ends up being, a day later in the day where we start to do business. And so, and people are surprised. They said, really, you do business on Christmas Day? And I said, yeah, we open around dinner hour. We let our staffs, we start opening around 4:00 and running the movies, because we're not a major chain. But I said, we start having people show up in the movies. And I said, some people's Christmas Day tradition is after they've eaten and, they're with the family, they go to the movies. We have movie theaters where we will see a family on Christmas Day go to see one movie, or we will see families come in and separate on their choices, where, there could be somebody going to see Les Mis, and they're putting the kids in Monsters 3D. Mm-hmm. Where if they feel like the kids are old enough, they'll separate out, and that's their tradition of Christmas Day is we're going to end up seeing a movie. And hey, when there's 8 releases in 6 days. Yeah. If somebody's a moviegoer, you also kind of feel like I only have so much time to see all these movies. Yep. I was on the radio today and we were talking about. Just as I'm talking to you, all the releases are coming out, and the one guy on the radio station says, "Oh my God," he says, I guess we better see the movies that are out there now because they could be pushed off the screen as you get closer to Christmas. And I said, that's absolutely right. I says, don't wait to see Skyfall, or if you haven't seen Breaking Dawn, or you want to see Lincoln, or there's another movie that you want to see. Yes, go out and see these movies because it's going to get very crowded. Mm-hmm. As it always does every holiday season, and if you got 14, 15 screens, you're okay, but we've got a couple theaters that have 7 screens. Mm-hmm. So it gets to be very, very, very challenging in the business. But no, the more choices I think is always a good thing.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, thank you very much. That actually is great. That's very interesting to know and everything, because I just was laughing watching the trailers for Django Unchained, and you get the blood, hitting the cotton steel, and then it says opening Christmas, and you're like, oh, well, that looks Christmassy. But that's why I was interested to hear.
Yeah, and interesting what Quentin Tarantino is calling his movie. Mm-hmm. He's calling it a Southern. He says he's not, because a lot of people are calling it a Western, but because of its theme with slaves and after the Civil War, even though it looks like a Western, right? You watch the trailer? It looks like a Western, but his spin on it, he says, oh no, it's a Southern.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So he's put a clever twist to it. Well, good luck with the interview with your a journalism student at Roosevelt University.
Yes. I had one question. Can you quickly repeat your position for me real quick, just so I make sure I properly credit you in the article?
I'm the marketing manager for Classic Cinemas. We have 13 theaters in Northern Illinois, 100 screens, and we are a family-owned movie theater. So we are the largest independent theater operator in Illinois. I can say that. So, but we're family owned.
All right.
Okay?
All right. Well, thank you very much, and you have a great day.
Okay. Bye-bye.